All right.
All right. How about this Healthy Mama?
You know what? The Healthy Mama's great, but what about that intro?
Every week.
Straight
every
fire.
week I'm gonna talk.
Straight fire. That intro is special, and I've even had people say, "I agree." The intro is pretty nice.
Who?
You know, well, the people, the DMs. I mean,
Just filling up.
They just won't stop. All right, let me check my notes here. Today we're gonna talk about our sponsor. We're gonna hit Stella Lux update there for you. The AW for you update. A lot of good listings coming up. We'll talk about a couple of those. Our DMs are, always asking us how to find a good tenant and kind of what that process looks like. But first, shout out to Healthy Mama. Healthy
Big
Mama
shout
coming
out.
through.
This
Big
is
shout out.
incredible.
Big energy over here with Healthy Mama. Love it. My family loves Healthy Mama. Fun fact, wife is plant-based. Kids are like 99% plant-based. Daddy, not plant-based. But I don't mind the Healthy Mama.
Wait, are you daddy in this scenario? Okay.
We have a live audience today, and they are laughing. So this is it's going good. It means it's going. We're killing it. So Healthy Mama, big shout out on Les Bronson to come see, drinks, food, all plant based. We get our waffles there for the kids every morning. Maybe they freeze them and grab 4 or 5 packs. Shout out to waffles. I mean, Healthy Mama doing it all right now. So tunes by Tail with the drop off. Thank you very much. And really appreciate the sponsorship. So shout out to Healthy Mama. Not much more to say than that. What do you think?
Yeah, loving it. It's coffee as well. You got the cappuccino going here.
It's Healthy Mama. Thank you so much, guys. We love the sponsorships. We love having fun with them. So if you have a business that you want a little shout out from, just like Healthy Mama, great place. Let us know. All right, Stella Lux.
How about the response for Stella Lux?
Man, Stella Lux response is
incredible.
absolutely phenomenal. Guys, just waiting on final pricing there. Once we have that, we have all our marketing ready to rock and get out there. But again, Stella Lux is in a little pocket on Lausanne and Stella Crescent.
Great location.
Great location. There's going to be 4 buildings. We're going to start closer to Lausanne and then make our way over. Every building, 50 units. Prices are starting at $289,900. And then they'll rise from there, guys. The bulk of the units are 2 beds, and they'll be mid-high 3s, approaching the low 4s. But again, waiting on final pricing there. But very, very exciting. The marketing that we've been working on for that.
This is my Aunt Stella.
Stella!
Great feedback, and some of the most affordable new construction we might ever see in Ontario again, especially with rising building costs and whatnot. So I think that's why it's so appealing to so many people relative to some of the older stuff in the city. Windsor's one of the oldest cities, I think, in Canada. So we have a lot of older buildings, and when we get an opportunity to add some new stuff, it's always exciting.
Yeah, and again, it's no secret that the building costs are rising. That is the only reason there's a delay on pricing, but very excited to we're diligently firming up all of that, and we'll definitely get back to you guys once that happens. StellaLux.ca, easy. Throw it on the screen like this. Thank you. Okay, StellaLux.ca, easy E with the graphic. Whoa, that's very nice. And look, they'll throw the one up where it shows the 4 buildings in the actual area, and leave that up for 5 seconds.
He's not actually doing it right now, right?
Thank you.
Okay.
So there it is. You can see how it lays out in the area. StellaLux.ca. We got a graphics department here that is electric. So there it is. Register StellaLux.ca. Easy. Thank you for that.
With graphics like this, do we really need Eric?
Yeah.
I see a bunch out there.
Who's Eric?
Exactly.
Live audience is laughing again. This is fantastic. There's no shame. Healthy Mama. All right, register StellaLux.ca, and we will keep you updated throughout that website. And our communication is through that registration process. Just so you know,
we're gonna run out of time if you keep
all right. We got to keep these under 15 minutes, but it's just too much to. There's just too much.
Like 3 times. That's the problem.
Much, humor. Too much humor. All right, AW3 update. Exciting listing coming up. If you want to avoid the new construction costs and hassle, and you want to live in a great location, I have got a amazing property coming up in Woodsley. That will hit next week. And we're going to take our talents back to South Walkerville. And we've got a beautiful listing coming up on Chilver. And you saw that listing yesterday. What are your thoughts
Fantastic.
on that? Oh,
fantastic. Super well kept.
Thank you.
The pool as well is hard to find in South Walkerville.
Hard to find. How hard to get a pool right now in general. So this one comes with that already done for you.
Exactly, yeah. So super excited for that one.
Good.
And I guess we can hop on to our next topic.
Absolutely.
Which is our inbox is just flooded with this question.
Yeah.
Every week. How if I want to get into an investment property, how do I find good tenants? Can you find good tenants? If they were good tenants and if they had all this money, wouldn't they just buy a property, right? And I think there's a lot of misconceptions about people that rent in general. So we're going to touch on that a little bit. And Paul, I don't know if you have any thoughts here on. Because you're in the process right now, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
One of my personal rules of finding good tenants is it starts with the purchase, right? You got to buy a good property in a good location, and you're going to attract good people. It's pretty simple. So, how's your process going? I think it's a new build. You're just kind of wrapping up there. So.
Yeah. And again, we must pay attention to this question because our DMs are flooded with this question
bombarded
all day. It's absolutely just a debacle in that DM. So, like you said, it starts with location. And then I always feel like the product that you give out there, I always like to make my products obviously
say that again.
A little bit more high end because I'm looking for a more high end tenant. I know what type of investor I am though. I'm a newer construction investor because I just don't. I'm not handy. I don't have the passion to fix any issues. Mind you, that costs me money. Right? I have to hire a property management company or whatever it is. I have to budget that in. A lot of people, and what I would recommend that you do is that you actually take that on yourself so you learn it at the start. I kind of went backwards on it, but I know myself.
Yeah, I agree. And with the new construction stuff, you're getting a brand new product. You're going to get typically top of the line tenants.
Yeah.
Top of the line tenants equal less headaches. Sometimes you get lower returns, at least on paper, but sometimes you get hit big appreciation as well when you buy new stuff and you time it right, and if you get a discount on the purchase.
Yeah. So I've got the product, nice product in a good location. Mm-hmm. Okay. How am I going to find my tenant?
Well, I mean, all I've ever used is Facebook Marketplace and Kijiji.
Okay.
Some people do some other stuff and promote on other sites. I've never had to. The demand for rentals across Ontario and Windsor specifically is very high. I think our vacancy rate is probably 0, to be honest. Mm-hmm. I've never had, I own 10 plus stores. I've never had a vacancy for even 1 month.
Yeah, we've probably listed 10 leases this year, right?
Yeah.
And we've leased them all except for one I didn't lease on Riverside. But she ended up finding the tenant. Hey, find your tenant, you did my job, no problem. Let's write
for
it
sure.
up for you.
But the point is
that
we haven't had a hard time finding tenants, and with rising prices and rising construction costs, my personal theory is that there's going to be a lot more renters moving forward. People are just going to simply have no choice. And I know a lot of times when people see, like I have a property that I'm going to be renting for $2,100 a month, probably on Clearwater there, right? And people say, well, if they can afford $2,100 a month, why wouldn't they just buy? And I used to think the same thing, but then I started to think a little bit more deeply about it, and it's hard to buy a house. And it's getting a lot harder in Ontario. We have very high real estate prices here. And with 20% down, you need a lot of capital. You got a down payment, closing costs, furniture, appliances, blinds.
Sometimes the question is, yes, I could afford a mortgage, but I can't get one.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's a good point too.
That's sometimes we run into that issue as well, depending on how your income comes in, and a lot of people in the restaurant business make great money, may not all be on paper, so they have no problem being able to afford a mortgage. Mm-hmm. It's getting the mortgage that sometimes is the issue.
And it's not always about income. Sometimes it's debt service coverage ratio. So if you have a big car payment, even though you can afford it, the banks will be less likely to lend to you the amount that you want. And a lot of people, I think, are finding that they go out and look to buy a home, and what they thought they could get for their price range isn't what they expected, right? Yeah. Like $400,000 or $500,000 a couple of years ago was you're king of the hill in Windsor, and right now you're really struggling to find a great product. So a lot of people say, hey, I'd rather just keep my $100,000 down payment, travel a little bit more and rent in the meantime. So I think there's a lot of common misconceptions that tenants are all in financial hardship, or you can't get quality tenants that have good jobs and good credit. And some people just don't want to own, right?
We've got an interesting new pool into this rental market, a new tenant pool, which is the older demographic. A lot of them are saying, listen, I'm gonna cash out really, really high, and I'm not gonna re-enter into that what I've made back into the market. I'm gonna bank it. I mean, my mortgage is paid off. If not, it's very low, and I'm going to go rent. And now that's a tenant pool that is absolutely fabulous as an investor.
It's perfect. To
service, right?
These people are going to be walking in with, sometimes $600,000, $800,000 because the market's risen so quickly, and they find that, hey, if they want, it's hard to downsize now, right? Even these new construction townhouses are $600,000, $700,000. So what they used to do is take that money, downsize into a $200,000 or $300,000 townhouse. Yeah. Now those townhouses are $500,000, $600,000. It's not worth it. Yeah. They take their money, they rent and live out, their retirement and travel a little bit more and those types of things.
Yeah. So tenant pool, Facebook Marketplace, Kijiji. Yeah. We do list them on Market if that's an avenue you want to go as well.
Absolutely. But and I want to touch on one more thing. Yeah. There's always war stories out there from, the guy that bought a property 20 years ago and had a horrible experience with a tenant that didn't pay or trashed the place or whatever. But I find that when you dig a little bit deeper and talk to that guy, he bought it in the wrong location. He didn't manage the property properly. He didn't screen his tenants. So just be careful and cautious about listening to the war stories out there.
You can weed those people out via location, via condition. And then once you have a good location and a good condition, you can charge a higher price, and that will weed those people out.
And typically, you still have to screen properly.
Yes.
But you're taking care of, 80% of the battle by buying the right property to begin with. And that's where either you have great market knowledge or you work with people that do.
And a little tip there that I always like to do when you're meeting these prospective tenants at your property, walk them back to their car and take a little peek at the condition inside their car. That's typically the condition that your place will be left as well. A little fun tip there for you. I know we had one more topic here for today. We're going to scrap that. We are going to talk about that next week.
Yeah, we'll pick it up next week. So thanks for tuning in, guys. And again, Healthy Mama.
Healthy Mama, thank you so much for the sponsorship. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next week. Really appreciate it. Cheers.